So now I'm going to show you how we can take the beautiful patterns on your embossing folders and use them as your own stamps. So to convert a folder design into your own stamp, you're going to use some foam. So I'm using quite a relatively thick funky foam here. Remember, you can try all sorts of different materials through your embossing folders in your Gemini machine. Just try it. The worst that can happen is the machine will feed it, it's a little bit too thick, and it'll return it. But with foam, because it's very squidgy, you should be able to get something relatively thick through. So I'm going to take it with this pattern here, and because we can see through, I'm going to look at what exactly it is I want to emboss. So I want to make sure that I've got the butterfly on there. I want some bits of the flowers, some of the swirls. Once I'm happy with what's going to emboss, I'm going to position it between the two cutting plates. So you always have the base cutting plate, then your embossing folder, then the top cutting plate on there. And you just offer it into the machine. So then when we lift it out, because of the pressure that you get on the Gemini machine, what you'll find is that it's given a beautiful deep emboss over the whole surface of that foam. Now that looks fabulous as it is, but if we want to transfer that as a background stamp onto a piece of our cardstock, all I'm going to do is again take my ink pad, put ink directly onto the foam which we've got here. So I'm just getting plenty of ink on there. Now obviously I'm creating a background here, but if you just wanted to stamp, for example, that little butterfly, you could cut out that little butterfly and use that just as an individual butterfly stamp on its own. So I've got lots and lots of ink on there now. I've just left myself a little piece to hold here, and I'm going to lie that over and just make sure I rub all over the surface so that we're getting plenty of pressure, because obviously this isn't a regular rubber stamp. You don't have the same level of traction with the foam backing. And then we just lift that up, and you can see that's created a beautiful background stamp. So that is completely flat now. So what you've got is, you've got the effect of embossing, but actually as a complete flat base stamp. So that is how we would use your embossing folders with the addition of some funky foam. And I mean, that looks fabulous on its own. I would be keeping this piece to use as a background as well. But you could also keep this, once you've done it once, that's your permanent stamp now. You can use that every time you want to stamp with it.